and welcome back to another episode of The Richter Show. So getting back to Mexico, it is a country that I would recommend to come and visit because it has a lot of pyramids, a lot of ruins, there's a lot of artifacts here. There's a lot of history in Mexico. There's a lot of history with the people as well. It is a fascinating country when you go out and explore. Not too much of the city center, but more of the like Chichen Itza, looking at other parts of Mexico where they have ruins and pyramids. It's quite an experience. It's amazing. It's fantastic. Like I said, I've already done that. Fortunately, I didn't do a video about it back then because I wasn't really thinking about YouTube, but either way, it's a country that I would recommend you put on your list because it is good. It is friendly. I always have to try to talk about scams as well and negative things about it. I would say that I didn't really get too much scam here in Mexico, at least me personally. Once again, I always talk about my personal experience. I do think that sometimes in tourist areas they are going to upcharge you, but I didn't really know too much the difference either way. If you're converting from, let's say, US dollars to Mexican pesos, you might not even feel the difference, really. I didn't see too many scammers come at me. Now, almost in every country so far that I've been to, there have been beggars here and there. Now, I'm not talking about the beggars that I encountered here in Mexico. I would say that some of them work. They sell like little candies and little knickknacks, maybe flowers. And the ones that are just like sitting down like in front of a church, they don't really come up to you, in my experience. They just sit on their spot and they just, extend their hand, or they have a little cup or something with a sign. So it isn't as bad as other countries where they just pretty much get up on your face, and that can be very frustrating and intimidating. I get asked about the way you get treated as a foreigner. At least for me, I get treated okay. I get treated good from what I've seen, from my point of view. Usually when you see me, you obviously know that I'm not Mexican, so they just come up to me and they either speak English or they just ask me in Spanish if I speak any Spanish. But it's one of those countries that it is growing. Mexico is a very big country, and it's just so filled with so much culture, so much history, different from American history. And it's one of those countries that I would visit again if I had the opportunity for it. I would come again and I would check more areas and see more places. The crime, from my experience, if you stick to the tourist areas, if you stick to the local areas, you shouldn't have a problem. I never felt unsafe at any point. Of course, the more out of the cities you go, the more poverty you'll probably see, holes on the road, things not maintained well, but it's just part of how it is. If you stay in the city, you won't notice any poverty, but if you start going out, going to the suburban areas, you might see a little bit of it. And either way, if you look like a foreigner, from my experience, you get treated a little bit better because I guess they're interested in seeing you and maybe just seeing what you do, what you buy, what you do. And I like Mexico. Mexico was fine. It's treated me good. It's treated me nice. In terms of safety, I've never really felt unsafe. Now, you should use a little bit of common sense too, and if you see an area that looks just kind of shady, just don't go there. At least in some parts of the city, you will see a lot of police activity. They're kind of patrolling the area, so crime is very low from what I've seen. I stayed, for example, in the area of Polanco, and on the previous trip, I did see a lot of police activity circling and patrolling. So there is a sense of security, actually, if you encounter any issues. But I haven't really, not once. Well, that's my story here in Mexico. Great people, great culture, great history, and thank you again for watching this episode of The Richter Show. See you in the next one from The Richter Show.
Shout out to the host of the Richter. This the Richter Show, the Richter Show.